Well, we are back doing another exciting episode of what? I don't know. This is just fun conversations with Aikido friends. And today we're up in southern Montreal in Canada. And I'm chatting with good friends in the Aikido world, Sensei Joshua Layton, who's a 5th Dan Shidoin, along with his wife, who is a 3rd Dan Fukushidoin, Marilène Gélinas, also known as MG to everybody. If you don't know MG, you've been under a rock. So bienvenue. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
It's good to be here.
And did I say your dojo?
It's also nice to see you. We always see each other wearing gi, and now I see you and we see your arms. You have a lot of tattoos, Jonathan.
Yeah, these are old. These are there's an Aikido one or a Japanese or whatever. And you guys probably know, like in Japan, tattoos not so popular, right? Like you're in the
Can't get in the onsen.
Yeah, you're in the mafia if you have a tattoo. So Americans like tattoos. But anyway, and your dojo, Montérégie, right? I got that right, sort of.
Yeah.
This is going to be like part me trying to remember how to speak French and chatting with you guys. So the first thing I want to ask you guys, first thing I want to actually share is how I know you guys. And I was trying to go back to what seminar, and for whatever reason, winter camp just seems to come to mind. But Josh, I can't even remember the first time we trained, but it's been
probably
often.
A winter camp.
Yeah. And what I want to, instead of like trying to recount that exact camp, because it's been a while, I just want to mention to you first what I like about training with you. So we get together, right? Sometimes it's a fun group with some advanced people, but a lot of times we partner up right in the front. And you never want to rush. You never want to just see how fast you can go. This is a compliment. Like you're just taking your time doing the technique correctly and making me slow down to do the same thing. And I just appreciate that, because I think some of the young bucks will say like to just blast through the technique and just see how hard they can throw. And I think, you're onto something there by just trying to do it correctly. Right. And so I like that. That's what I remember.
Yeah. I feel like that's the best way to start, especially in a seminar format. Even if it's just a teacher we know already, who knows what they're going to whip out of their box of tricks. It seems like a good idea to just assume it's something brand new and work through it until we get some confidence and then bring it up to speed. I love to just dive into it as much as the next,
Yeah. But I see like, I know you can, because we've trained for a while, but I think there's something to be said for trying to do it the way it was demonstrated, honestly. And I think sometimes that's missed. Now, MG, I remember seeing you a couple of winter camps ago, and or summer camp, and I was like, how come you don't want to train with me? And you were like, I'm afraid of you. You made a joke like that. And then the following winter camp, I found you right away. We were up in the front right, and you just have amazing energy, great technique, great ukemi. There's no nonsense. We're just there. It's 4, 4, 4, 4. And I love that. So I just want to thank you for that.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. It's true that I've started Aikido a couple of years ago, but only recently I remember training with you.
Yeah. It's sometimes, it's a big camp. You don't see a lot of, you don't get to train with everybody you want to, but it's nice when you do. So, all right, let's talk about your dojo for a second. And I know, first off, I want to thank you too, for both of you for reaching out to me in the last 3 months. MG, you wrote something on Facebook right away, which was really nice when I put up some fitness thing like 2 or 3 months ago. I don't know if you remember, but you wrote a really nice comment and that really touched me. And then Josh, just randomly, right? I hadn't seen you in months. I don't know, it could have been a year, and boom, like FaceTime video or Facebook Messenger video pops up from Canada. Like, what's up? And you were sharing what was on your mind. So that was cool. So that was a while ago. Talk to me what's on your mind right now, if you would, Josh.
Right in this moment, it's a transition, how to do transition right. We're in this COVID thing, and we've been rolling full speed all throughout. We took a couple of days off when we had to shut down normal operations, but we've been, hammering along And there's been transitions, and we're coming up on one, which is being able to train in person at the dojo, together sharing the space, not with distance, of course. Anyway, just thinking about how to do that carefully, respectfully, to do it well, so that we make the most of it and respect safety for everyone, and don't create any more fear than necessary. So yeah, we're focused on, at least me, I'm thinking a lot about that because it's really coming up. We're going to be back in the dojo this Saturday for part of our weekly training.
That's great. MG, what about you? What are you thinking about as we're 2 or 3 months into this and your guys are right at right at the point of being able to open again?
Yeah, well, I remember why I reached out to you is because, when the government shut down everybody in the state of pandemic emergency, I think one of the things that we were trying to do is we were trying to keep our people moving, and we were trying to think about ourselves. How are we going to stay fit and how are we going to stay healthy? Because the dojo is such a centerpiece of our life, and that's what keeps us balanced. And so when suddenly you realize that this part of your life will be shut down for you don't know how long, then you start to think and you're like, okay, we need to continue. We need to find ways to keep moving. And so we started doing already with our students. He started to come up with a format of classes that kept everybody together, but we didn't really see some people doing that early on. And somehow we were kind of convinced that something needed to be done. Otherwise, people would lose the benefits of the training and would get soft, if I can say, deconditioned. Yeah. And so while talking to people, we noticed that you were doing something, and you and a couple of other people. So we really wanted to encourage that and to stay inspired and inspire the people as well to, even if it's not Aikido per se, we try to keep a format that is as traditional and classic as possible when we do the Zoom classes.
Yeah.
But what matters is that we keep moving and we keep conditioned so that when we start again, that we can continue the learning.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's the first time we all took our first front roll. Even though we've been
there's no need for that. We could keep it up. There's ways to keep it up. Actually, I remembered, why I got in touch at that time.
Yeah.
I was surrounded. It seemed like I was trying to figure out a new method after a week of from March 14th or whatever was our last day training in the dojo. There was a week, and it was really difficult for me to wrap my head around teaching or doing Aikido or sharing something about Aikido over a screen. People are very used to that maybe, but you couldn't have paid me to teach a class, over Zoom or whatever last year. There's no way you could talk me into it. I was just
you're one of the most anti-camera person.
And just I can be very stubborn, and I really believe in the power of our usual method of working together in a group of trust and physically in person, and really physically sharing the space and being able to transmit something, get feedback, all the subtleties of that. I believe in that so much. But after a week of not being able to do that, it's do nothing or be willing to try something else. And as I was coming to terms with that and started, I looked around and felt like there's a lot of people are really just preferring to just say, oh, we can't do anything now. It's like we can't, for different reasons. It was a struggle for me that week, and we've had a lot of struggles along the way since that time. But I was confronted with that kind of, something wasn't gelling. This practice, part of it is, and all martial arts, I think, is about adapting to circumstances. So what could be more martial than, adapting your methods and all that? So I looked around, I saw you're doing some things, different approach than I really wanted to do, but you were doing something active, different, trying something, I think with a lot of the same intentions, keeping people moving, engaged, and doing it through our established communities. You know, if it's just about keeping people strong or having a good stamina or something, you could send them to there are many programs for general fitness, but as you have an established community and group, relationships of trust and help, it's really great that you've been able to work something out with your people. So I appreciate that. That's why I reached out at that time.
Yeah. Well, thanks for saying that. Like you, I was talking to somebody about this, like people know I lift weights. I go to the gym a lot. I don't like it. I don't like anything about it. I do it because it's healthy to help my Aikido. I just want to be better at Aikido and be more fit. So, I actually saw somebody in Asia do that Tabata workout, incorporate it from an Aiki standpoint. So I borrowed that basically. But you know, we have some athletes or students that are some were D1 athletes, some were semi-pro endurance people. And my personal belief system is, you know, that's not going to help your Aikido if you can go run 4 miles or 10 miles. And if you could do 1,000 push-ups, that's not going to help your Aikido. But if you can blend a little bit of stamina and some core strength and work your overall body a little bit, like think about just doing 4 techniques and falling down, getting up, falling down, getting up. That's it. So yeah. So what are you guys doing? I'm curious because you guys are the Aikido power couple of the next generation, right? So what do you guys do when you're not working? I know, Josh, this is full time for you, and you run your dojo and you grow it and you teach some seminars, and that's really awesome. And I know, MG, you're a social worker, right?
Yeah.
And your day gig. So I'm curious, what do you guys do when you can't do Aikido together and you're not doing your gigs? Like, how do you guys exercise together, or do you not? I should say, yeah.
Well, wait, can I answer?
Yeah.
I mean, one of the good sides of everything being shut down is that, I mean, we met doing Aikido, right? So all we know is, okay, 6 o'clock, gotta go to the dojo, and we're the dojo. I mean, and I think like all Aikido couples can relate the
Sure.
same lifestyle as us, you know, like, okay, 6 o'clock, go to the dojo, 6 o'clock. And I mean, for the first time in our life, it's like, well, it's 6 o'clock, you know, during the weekday, and we're home. I guess we're just going to do like what other people are doing, like have a meal and sit down and watch a bit of television, maybe read a book.
Yeah.
And it felt good. It felt really good.
So what do you guys think? This is one of those questions that nobody has the answer to, right? It's a matter of like this domino effect. If things move the right way with this health situation and the mass, like I always say, people are dumb, but a person is smart. And, you know, if we can't predict what's going to happen, you know, 6 months, a year from now, 2 years from now, it's really hard to do that. But what are some things that you're thinking about, Josh? Because you brought up some really good points last night on the Dojo Cho call about just connecting with your students to maintain, you know, your tenure, your core people, keep them engaged when it's hard to do that without the mat per se. So what are you thinking about when things can actually go back to full normal, like how to move forward with this, if you will? How's that for a 12-part question?
Yeah. So shorter term, I think we're going to keep up kind of in our dojo, kind of day to day. We're establishing and have been establishing the new type of dojo rhythm schedule, which is this hybrid thing and we'll be doing it for an indeterminate amount of time. It would be nice if it was a very short amount of time and we're back to the old fashioned method 100% very soon, but who knows, as you said. But I'm embracing doing this like hybrid method of training in the dojo in some restricted ways, of course, doing training outdoors in the park, and keeping up some of the online training that we've been doing. And so I hope that'll accommodate our group going forward into the medium term. And certainly if it goes well, we'll just keep shifting back towards normalcy. A little after, I mean, other than that, something that's really normal for us is having seminars, participating in seminars, everything around that, right? That's a big part of our kind of enrichment paradigm for our practice, right? We normally organize a number of seminars every year. I started doing it from right when we opened the dojo, and we really believe in that. That's going to be changed, for a while. I don't know, some of the aspects might be good. Maybe something that was interesting I thought of before when you mentioned winter camp was how with a seminar that's large, you can go to it for many years and actually not cross with certain people. So maybe we both attended for a while together, but we didn't actually bump into each other and train. There's that variety, but we still we had a shared experience of being there, seeing remarkable classes. These days, at least in recent history, we've had so many seminars and events going on. It's really wonderful, but it made a lot of smaller seminars overall, a couple big ones still. And there's a magic that happens when you get people going to concentrating on bigger events. I'm not pointing out anyone in particular, but I think when we start getting back to things, it might be a little bit more like that. There's going to be less events for a while until people get comfortable traveling. And all our special events may be in-house stuff, or,
right.
Yeah. How about you?
No, I'm so glad you're saying that because, I think back, we were talking about this probably on this second video call we did in recent months. And, we had similar training paths, yet you started younger. I'm a little older than you. But you were training every weekend and you were traveling. So you were basically going to a seminar every weekend, even though you're going to New York, you got to train, which is cool. Right. And I think I went to 35 seminars in the first 3 years. And back then, as you remember, there weren't nearly as many as like 2 years ago. So yes. I agree with everything you said. And it's sort of a little bit disheartening to think that way because I'm a big fan of seminars like you guys. And there's so much enrichment beyond the training. I've had so many wonderful experiences just off the mat and doing a variety of things with different people in the USAF and winter camp in Florida. So I'm going to be missing that. Like if we roll up into November and it's not ready to go, yeah, I'll be pretty sad, to be honest. But MG, talk to me about, I want to stay on seminars for a second because I think this is going to be, this is recorded, it'll be online forever. So I want people to really see the value and the importance of seminars. So what is your favorite thing or favorite things about seminar training for you?
Oh, wow. So I think, it's really an interesting question because I think it shifted over the years, the reasons why we attend seminar. I mean, I think for me now, it's just like, I just like to see friends. We've been doing, I know, and we've been doing Aikido for so long now that I think of some of the people that I know, like I see them more often than I see my own immediate family,
Sure.
And we share so much when we train on the mat, and it's good to, just be together and grow together, and it's just like a really long path, right? So, I remember summer camps, just hanging out and training and being with people. So for me, it's like, it's a big of it is the social aspect. But I have to say that some seminars for me are really important. I like to attend the summer camp, the USAF summer camp, every summer if I can. And winter camp is also one that I like a lot. And what I like about those seminars is, I mean, we train on a daily basis, really hard in the dojo. And I mean, it is clear what we need to work on. And some of the teachers we don't get to see on a regular basis in our dojo. And so when you see them again, it's nice to know if you did your homework right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So you need to work on that stuff, you know, and you're hoping that you will have a good feedback this time about like the direction of the thumb, or, you know. So I remember, for example, I've been working on this particular thing for, I think, like 4 years. There's this technique, I've been working on it, and I was still not doing it right, you know, and I'm still working on it. And whatever. So I'm looking forward to the next winter camp where I see that teacher, and maybe I won't get it again, but it'll be okay.
That's awesome. One thing that I remember, like recently, we went to one winter camp. We brought like 15 students. It was a big group. And Josh, tell me if you can relate to this, both you guys as teachers, but like some of your guys are there for the first time, or they're, you know, maybe they're fourth or third Q. They haven't made it yet to winter camp. And they like walk out of this class and they're telling you what they learned and this specific thing. And you're like, I'm telling you that for 6 months every week on the mat. Like,
of course.
It's interesting though, like anything, right? You know, if it's said by a certain someone at a certain time, it resonates. So I like that. I kind of chuckle at that. It's an aha moment for some people. But what else do you guys want to share? Like as far as what's going on up there? Any pearls of wisdom there, Mr. Layton? You had a lot last night to say. Is there anything you want to share with people that weren't in that meeting? Just, you know, as a guide or a Sherpa?
Not a guru for sure.
No. What else to share? I don't know, what was I blabbing about last night?
Well, you were talking about adapting and like, I think you said, and we can all relate to this, but like you didn't sign up to teach Zoom classes. You know, you're like, I'm either going to sit and, you know, get out of shape and lose my dojo, or I'm going to make it work and keep moving. So you were touching on that for those. So what's this biggest advice you can offer somebody that's, you know, just resisting still? They just don't, they're intimidated by Zoom or technology, or they don't think it's important. Like what can you share with those people that just haven't made the leap yet?
Yeah, just start.
like anything,
just
right?
Start. Or maybe like what? Just start with whatever you feel you can start. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Just start wherever, you know. Start anywhere. Start anywhere. It doesn't matter. The point is just start, and you work it out from there, right? It's a process. It's not like, you know, it's the same as normally in the dojo. It's a process. It'll end for all of us as individuals one day, but I think of it as a never-ending process, you know, and each day is a new, you know, repetition to try, make it better, keep the rhythm. And there's a lot of power in that, but you have to start, you know, to tune it up. You can't correct it, or you can't create it while it's stopped. It has to be going. So yeah, that's worked for me. I mean, the first couple of those online classes, you know, that was tough.
Yeah.
Now, you know, apparently they weren't so terrible from the other side, but you know, it was so different for me. Someone used to teaching in front. Everyone who's done it experienced this.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like just doing a warm up in class. My classes are basically silent. Usually I give feedback as necessary, but I try not to disturb the kind of flow meditation, right?
Right.
And doing the screen thing one way, it's just pulling the energy out of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I know exactly what you mean. And I probably said this in one of my conversations with somebody, but like maybe it was Charlie McGinnis. I walked in for the first time, big space, production cart, 27-inch monitor, laptop, like ready to go. And we start, it was Facebook Live in the group. And I'm like, oh my, I feel like I'm alone in like, you know, in a movie set that's like empty, like everybody left. It was really surreal, honestly. Yeah. It took some a couple times to get comfortable with talking to yourself, essentially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd go home at night. I was like voices in my head. I'm like, what's going on here? Did class end? Oh, I'm still talking to myself.
Yes.
But yeah.
I think if you treat it as a challenge, and, if you strive to improve a little all the time, it gets better. It's like refining your technique, your understanding of Aikido. So
that's great. That's a great point. I got one more last for each of you because we're on this for a minute, and just big fan of your dojo. I've trained with some of your people. They're just really nice, respectful people, and it's always good to see them at seminars. So you've obviously done a great job at building a great culture. And what I want to ask you guys each, if you want to touch on this, is what do you know? What kind of advice can you offer all the students out there that are taking the Zoom classes? Like, what's one common thing each of you can touch on that, I don't want to call it a mistake in that class, but something they can work on to make that experience better? Like, either one of you jump on that. This is unscripted format, folks, by the way. They did not get the questions ahead of time.
Well, jokingly, I think that people can learn to adapt their environment, like push the furniture away, make sure you don't break anything.
Watch out for the light.
That's funny.
Don't break anything in your house,
Yeah.
But my opinion is that we don't know what's gonna happen, and we don't even know if we're going to be able to get back to normalcy. So we might as well make room for that type of training in our life. So for those who have not done it already, I think it's important to invest a little bit, not just money, but a little bit of time to think about the setup in your house and try to harmonize with the people in your household, to have a dedicated time and a dedicated place in your house or in your apartment. It doesn't need to be very big, but that for sure you can somehow replicate a little bit of the ritual as when you enter dojo, which is like a dedicated space of practice where you can quiet down, meditate, a little bit like a sanctuary where you find like get in touch with yourself and you don't have a lot of distractions, and where you're free to move and you will be comfortable not to get hurt and not to break things around.
That's a great tip. I noticed that too. Like, because you probably, you're getting great attendance on these, but you have people are going to be on every one, right? And they're doing a nice job, but like get another light, bounce. I can't see you. You look like you're in WITSEC, or they got the camera turned, so I can't see their feet, which is kind of important, right? If we're doing Tai Sabaki. So, Josh, what do you think? Any last tips for overall for people to get a better Zoom student experience?
For the students part, I think you have to believe in it, and I think you make a choice to believe that it can be good, that it can be good for you, and that it can really support your practice. That it's a quality is something that will help you when you get back to the training that you really like, the old-fashioned way. I think, choose to believe it can do something good for you, and if your instructor is even only halfway decent, and if they're great, you will have that benefit. You will enjoy it. You will keep up your practice. You can keep up your engagement. And also, as one of my teachers was fond of saying, you use it or you lose it. Mm-hmm. And that goes for everybody at every age, right? That's for muscle mass, that's for techniques, that's for your brain, that's for everything. So if you're the type of person who's not doing anything because they can't go to the dojo, get back to it. It's not perfect, but just get on with it.
Right. And very quickly, if I can add, Jonathan, we see you with I keep talking about the earphones and the microphone, and you're all set with the technology, but I know that for some people who are not at ease with technology, we were talking in the Dojo Show meeting yesterday, and then you were saying like all you need really to lead a Zoom class is a camera, headphones, and a light. So on that note, if anybody needs help to set up a Zoom class or for for ideas about a format that works and that the student can enjoy in a vigorous training, I mean, reach out. There's people who are like, have tried stuff and that seems to be working.
Great. That's awesome tips and advice. And that's nice. Do you have a 800 number you'd like to share? 'Cause it's going to start ringing. One more thing, since we're in Canada, or you guys are in Canada right now, but quelque chose en français pour votre étudiant française?
Oui.
Ah oui, alors c'est aujourd'hui, c'est l'anniversaire de Saint Jean-Baptiste, 24th of June.
Awesome.
So
Very cool.
Happy Saint Jean-Baptiste, everybody.
Well, you guys have a beverage for me of whatever sorts you are looking for tonight. But thanks again. Water. Thanks again for blocking some time and chatting. It's great to see both of you again. Love what you're doing. Keep it up. And you guys are inspiring many. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you for Thank you for the opportunity, Jonathan. And thank you for all you're doing with all this. Really, it's really helped some people, I'm sure. Just share like this has really been, it's great. Keep it up. Thank you.
Keep training, everybody.
Yeah.